So you may be finding that your leads and your prospects are just not organized. So what does that mean? Well, I'm here to tell you 5 simple steps to help you organize those leads and prospects. And this is extremely important, especially when you are in a business where you're busy. Your time is spent doing a lot of the revenue generating activities. Maybe you're a solopreneur, you got a small team. This is going to be even more crucial for you. So having your leads and your prospects data organized, you're able to follow up with leads more promptly, close more sales, and create an overall more positive customer journey. So what are these 5 steps that you need to do? Number 1, centralize your data. Now, this is a centralized single hub where all this data is stored. Now, you can do that in a CRM, which is what I highly recommend, or you can do it in a spreadsheet, or go completely offline with a notebook. I'm not going to recommend that being in the digital space, but a CRM is a great platform for that. Now, with this allows you to keep things, in a central place. It's readily available all the time, and you can easily update it. Now, if you're not used to using a CRM, this is going to take some time and routine to make it a habit to keep coming back and putting your data in there and following up with your leads through that, not following through the traditional habits that you've had in the past, where maybe you're just sending it by email and you're not logging any of those correspondence. Number 2 is you're not just going to dump all your leads and your contacts into this place and have them swimming around in the exact same pool. What you want to do is consider them like fish, right? Well, don't consider people like fish, but the idea behind this is if we have a big fish pond, and you want to have, like the orange koi or the trout or the salmon, right? You're not going to have them all together because it's really hard to communicate to them all that way. So you want to have different pools of that. And we call that categorization, or in the CRM world, we tag it and segment those different contacts, leads, whatever you want to call them. And the reason for that is because each category needs to be treated differently. So if you got a cold lead versus a warm lead versus a hot lead, or a new prospect versus somebody who has been around for quite some time, you're going to want to communicate to them differently. And you may want to correspond at different frequencies and intervals, which is then going to then help you build a better customer experience for them. Step 3 is to set up a lead tracking system. Now, years ago, I would always ask clients when I was working with them, where are your leads coming from? And most would say, I don't know. How do I find out? Well, the easiest way is when you speak to them, you say, hey, how did you find out about us? Or how did you hear about us? Or what brought you in if you have a brick and mortar type of store? That is a great way to understand where your leads are coming from. But technology has come a long way, and there's many tools out there that are going to help you segment those people as they come in. Now, if you're sending people to your website from doing outside ads or Google ads or Facebook ads, you can do things on those leads called UTM parameters, which means it's a little bit of code that goes at the end of your website address that's going to allow you to see where they're coming from. And most systems will be able to track that, and you can see that in a report. So understanding where people are coming in at. Now, if you don't want to get too techie with that, make it a habit just to ask everyone who you meet or you set up a consult with or buys from you, where did you hear about me? And start to track that as well. And you can do that in a spreadsheet or on a notepad, whatever you want with that. Number 4, this is probably my most favorite way to, help you organize these leads and prospects, is to establish a follow-up routine. This is where you're having regular check-ins with your leads and your prospects, because they're a lead and they're a prospect, meaning they haven't bought from you yet. And while they may have downloaded your ebook or attended your event or came to your website and signed up for a newsletter, whatever that is, there was a reason behind that. There was something of interest in what you do that has brought them to you. So you need to be following up with them, and they don't end up in this black hole of nothingness. And we do that with what's called a high-value nurture campaign that most prospects will get an email every 2 weeks for the entire year, and it's really just providing value to them. It's giving them, content that you've created or external resources that you've found that'll just really help them in their life and their business or whatever it is that you do with your clients. So you can really enroll them in that. They're going to get it, and you're going to have that follow up. The other thing that I do every single Monday is I go through my CRM system and I look at the contacts in which I have engaged with in the last 7 days, whether it was by email or text message. And if I haven't heard back from them, I'm following up with them. So that is a habit that I have created. So establish that follow up routine. And number 5 is to review and refine this whole process on a frequency basis. So that could be, maybe you're going to do it every 3 months or every 6 months, but you're going to look back and see, has this been working? Has this been changing the amount of leads, the amount of closed sales in my business? Has my revenue gone up? Has my time gone down by doing this? And if the answer is yes, then you want to do more of it. You always want to refine it and make it more and more streamlined. But if you take this into account, and it all really stems from having a great centralized place to store all this data, keep track of your notes, keep track of the emails, the text messages, because your brain is just not going to remember all that data, right? As you grow and you become busier and busier, you're not going to remember the last thing you talked about with your clients. We utilize a AI note-taking app with client meetings and prospect calls that will take the notes and put them automatically into their CRM record so that when the next call comes up or they contact us again, we're able to go in there and see, what did we talk about? What were some of the challenges that we had? What were the follow-ups and everything that they have received? So think about that in your business. If you're feeling stressed about leads falling through the cracks, things are keeping you up at night thinking, hey, you know what? I really want to scale my business. I want more clients. You got to look at, where's the traffic you're getting right now? How are they being treated? What's the experience they have? And do you have an effective method and model for following up with them? So if you have any questions about that, please leave it in the comments with this video. And if you're looking for a CRM system to do all this, go check out ours at clientconnector.app.